For the record, this achievement run is called Saladin's Legacy, playing as Hisn Kayfa, reforge the Ayyubid Empire. So we need like all of this purpley highlighted land. So like all of the Mamluks. We need to take over like some of Akyunlu. We need to integrate Iraq, get a little bit more land from Mushashashasha. All of the Mamluks still. A little bit down into like Makuria and a tiny piece of Alodia, and then all the way through Yemen. It's actually, I think, a pretty straightforward achievement. Won't be very hard. We recently rivaled Akyunlu. Part of the idea here is, while we're at war with the Ottomans on our side, if we can theoretically stall long enough that we're stronger than Akyunlu, and we can beat him on our own, then we can isolate him and finally break up this alliance. Yeah, we don't technically need to fight the Ottomans unless the Ottomans take some of the land that we need, in which case we'll have to betray them. So for now, we're going to go back to, like, just improving with neighboring countries. I'm going to leave behind this 0.3 stack just to keep control of Antioch. The two provinces that the Ottomans want are Antioch and Tarabulus. And if we don't get those occupied, then he's going to be all mad if I don't give them to him. Oh, also, right before I started the stream, I turned my heir into a general because he sucks. He's a 322, slightly below average. He's got 7 pips, and the average on a scale of 0 to 18 is 9. So he's 2 pips below average. So generally speaking, if I ever have an heir who is below average, I always make them to a general. I actually almost always make all of my rulers into generals, just because the extra stab loss on Monarch Death, if they're leading troops in a battle or if they're leading a siege, is so rare that I feel like it's just like a free general. And I use them for drilling, I use them for, you know, even if they just have like 4 maneuver pips and I can like use it to make an army move a little faster, like I use them all the time. So, but in particular when they're really crappy, I like to make him into a general. Amazingly, despite being a 322, he is a 363 general, which is like kind of good. Okay, we're still in the first stage. We have the bonus to adaptive combat train, so this hill in our capital and this fort over here are where we would like really prefer to fight. I have to leave at least 1 troop over there just to make sure Antioch doesn't get reverted by Aleppo. Once again, they're going after my subjects, which is fine. We don't have any good terrain down here to go on. Who is attaching to us right now? We've got all 3 of our subjects with little tiny armies that they're trying, you know? Kar's on tech 6, Iraq's on tech 7, and Basra's on tech 6. Like, we're all behind time on tech right now. We should be able to catch up fairly soon. It's not that expensive, but, you know. Arumba has lost 6 cavalry units in senseless battles. What is that from? We do actually have cav, because we are Sunni, and we have national ideas that are going to play into cavalry slightly. Being Sunni doesn't technically have anything to do with cavalry, but let me clarify that. It does slightly, okay? There's nothing visual here that makes you think, oh, being Muslim is good for cavalry, right? But if you Google it and you go look up the pips allotment, the Sunni religious group has more pips on their cavalry than the Western tech and Eastern tech guys. So even though they don't have anything special, like, with their religion that makes them better at cavalry, like, yeah, there's slightly more cavalry to infantry ratio, but that on its own is not enough, like, good enough reason to use cavalry. But they do have more pips, so there's a slight argument for it. And then later on, we are going to have cavalry combat ability, so... Alright, we're large enough to overrun this, so let's go do that. Assuming we can get there on time, we'll be there soon. Hey, infantry combat ability plus 10 is pretty sick. War goal is Rabba? Waiting on the Ottomans to, like, actually do something. Relative strength of the alliance looks really good, but I don't know what the hell he's doing. I guess technically we could try to knock out Kandar first. Maybe that's what he's thinking about. We have a siege leader? Not really. A little worried about Iraq falling. We just started a fort. Unfortunately, it's not complete. I don't think I can beat these 2 armies on my own. Arumba, if you have time, aren't against a very long rant, can you explain which pips to look for on units? Not really a rant. It's not even, I think, that complicated, really. When you're talking about like how to choose your unit pips, well, if you don't want to worry about that, play as a Sunni because they don't get to choose. They only have one unit type for each level. Western tech has like 2 to 3 for some reason, and they all have the exact same total number of pips. You're just choosing how you want to allocate them, and in general, err on the side of whatever the unit type is good for. Like artillery, you want more fire offensive pips, or more offensive morale pips because they don't take damage, so you don't need to worry about their defensive values. Unless you're messing up, in which case you're bad and you should get good. For infantry, you usually want to prioritize fire value on the offense and shock defense if you can, so they take a little bit less damage. I don't really want to go all the way into the math on it. I could, but I would recommend you watch the video that Riemann Paradox made like a year ago about, he called it like the War Academy or something. He explains it more concisely than I can right now. So, you bastard Ottomans, come down here and help me. I'm gonna pull a couple units off and see if I can convince the Ottomans to come down this way. Well, that broke his siege there. A little worried about that. I'm also a little bit worried about this. It's bad terrain for forts. Remember, you have to summon Ottomans with Aztec Death Whistle. Well, the issue is that he's trying to knock out the secondary participants, which isn't bad, but he's using his 342 leader with no artillery. We could theoretically have artillery if we had Tech 7, but there's like no artillery in the game yet. 0 on our side, not even 1 for the Ottomans, only 2 for the Mamluks. It's still really early in the campaign overall. So we're going to have to fight this army at some point. We're going to have to also, you know, here, Ottomans, like, come to me, bro. Like, come here, just attach to me. I know that you're all big and strong and stuff, and you think you don't need my help, but Mushashashasha is doing a thing. It's being attacked by Hormuz, okay? Alright, there's a stack of Ottomans coming toward me. Let's see if we can get them to attach. If they don't want to attach, that's fine, but at least they're coming back down this way. In the meantime, you know what I'm going to do is just send just 3 troops up there with a siege leader and say don't attach, and just start that siege. Hopefully the Ottomans will leave it alone. And let's also tell the Ottomans to go here and here, and just see if we can convince them to stop being stupid and wandering around in the mountains of Georgia and actually, like, come fight troops. You know? Wouldn't that be great if they actually came down here and helped? Hey, look, the Mamluks are suiciding in artillery. That's neat. Clever, interesting decision-making here, Ottoman. Or, Mamluk, rather. Mamluk man. Thank you for the free artillery kill. The Ottomans are going to reinforce this fight. It's going to be a big battle. Let's see how we do. We have our 3-6. We have a morale advantage slightly, discipline advantage slightly. Tactics are down, though, because they've got Tech 7 to our Tech 6. Actually, I think they might even have Tech 8. Yeah, they're 2 techs ahead of me, which is huge. Tech is way, way, way more impactful than 5 discipline or other stuff like that. Alright, so we're going to get our siege started up there. We're going to hopefully win this fight. We are getting picked off here, which means Antioch is probably going to stop being occupied by us. Looks like the Ottomans are coming through. Unfortunately, Baghdad just fell. Also, very, very low on manpower. Both of our subjects' capitals have already fallen. It's awful. Now, we could use a little trick, you know, to, like, keep control of this a little bit longer. Just keep on transferring it back and forth between us and the subject. And I'm not, you know, that's not beneath me. I'm gonna do it. Super cheesy. Lose Diplo points, lose admin points. Well, we're behind time on admin, and we're not behind time on Diplo, so easy choice. Hey, Arumba, is the mod pack updated for the recent pack? The recent patch. No, it's not. We played that on the last patch. It's It's not. I don't believe I ever even provided that link. I'm not sure who did, but as far as I'm concerned, when someone provides a link, if they want to be held accountable to, like, keeping it correct and up to date, then that's on them, but I didn't do it. It's not my job. I'm not going to worry about keeping old patches, old packs up to date. If I did that, I would be constantly worrying about the last 6 years of campaigns I've done on YouTube and trying to keep crap up to date, you know? Did you know that 113 is the atomic number of an element temporarily called ununtrium? That's an interesting command. We have a lot of weird commands. Could I, like, have some, like, Miltech, possibly? I'd really like some military technology. Possibly. I'm just saying, like, if I could have just a little bit, that'd be really nice. Alright, Wargol is occupied and is transferred to our subject, who I think has a core there. Yeah, he's got a core there, and we actually did declare reconquest. So, relative participation is hugely in our favor due to the casualties we've had in some of the first battles. So, somehow Shamar has apparently gotten around and is bothering my siege, so that's awesome. Was not paying attention to that. 700 manpower, rip. Hey, Ottomans are subsidizing us because they're nice guys. It's pretty cool. We have a siege leader here? We do not. Let's get one. On a point from up there. Grab our siege leader from there and put him here. Castile revokes their core on Murcia and pays, like, no ducats at all to Mr. What's-his-face. That's cool. Okay, we gotta get an army over to Tarablis so that as soon as this fort of Aleppo falls, we can make sure that we get control of the one thing that the Ottomans says that they want. So if I can, just gonna send a couple troops over. Of course we suffered a disease outbreak with the whole army, of course. It always happens. Obviously. And Aleppo did fall. We need to make sure we get on that ASAP. Let's, like, hopefully distract the Ottomans by telling them to go to a bunch of provinces that they haven't said that they really, really want. That way they will not try to siege down Tarablis. Just because I need to get there first. Crap, the Ottomans are already there, which means they're probably not going to transfer it to me, which is bad. We're going to have to give them a province. Got Baghdad back, that's cool. Yeah. Oh well, I mean, I could have hired a merc in Antioch and then maybe gotten there first, but worst case scenario, we could just betray him, or we could give him one province and then, you know, make sure that it's undefendable or something for him, and he might just lose it to rebels, that kind of thing. He does have naval superiority, so... we'll see. Getting forts transferred to us. Who do we have that's disloyal? Basra. Guess what, Basra? You get to pay for the forts. We would like to prevent, of course we're suffering all that attrition. Thanks, Ottoman. I only have, like, you know, 3,000 manpower. Unlike you, who has, like, stupid amounts of money and stupid amounts of manpower, you know. You got mercs and manpower, and you're just making me lose all my manpower. It's so rude. It really is. Alright, I'm gonna tell my troops to stop attaching to me, my subjects are there. And instead we're just gonna have them hopefully carpet siege. You know what? That's just suicide. I don't want to do that. Currently have 60% participation. If we give him nothing, then we're going to lose trust. But I did buy trust up. You know what? Maybe we could do that. We can afford to sacrifice trust because we have excess trust. That could work. But our goal is definitely going to be to like block him off from getting over here. So we want to return Rabba, or subject. The Ottomans apparently won't be upset if we pieced out right now. Interesting. I can't make that a core because it's not adjacent to my subject's core. I can only take like through Tadmor. You know, I don't think we're going to be strong enough right now with the tech disadvantage to actually beat Akinlu. So let's just take a bunch of money from the Mamluks to weaken him in the future and peace out now. The Ottomans not being upset by this is great. So that's fine. Victory. Victory is ours. You know what? We're behind on admin. Let's actually not even core this and just give this to Kara instead. Have him core it. We're just going to grant him a tad more. Just a tad more land. Yeah, like I said, we have a lot of commands, and a lot of those need to be updated, I think, or purged. There's just too many right now. We could become defender of the Sunni faith. And did we actually lose trust? We should not have. Yeah, we still have 70. Thank you so much for your assistance, Ottoman. That's very kind of you. Alright, we might as well wait until we can get our cabin position. Apparently we just died. It's a good thing we didn't die while we were leading troops or something. Can enforce religious unity. We have a subject who is slightly disloyal, probably because we have, I don't know, something else has changed. Basra has, how many loans? 7 loans. And a bunch of rebels. We just got a bunch of money from our peace deals. Let's just pay off the debt of our subjects. I know that's crazy, but making them loyal is pretty important to me right now. We should also continue to top off relations with these guys. And do royal marriages and stuff. Alright, I'm getting my legs back under me here. I'm gonna start playing a little bit quicker soon. I know I'm playing quite slow at the moment. But hey, I've been playing Battletech all morning. Gotta get back into the swing of EU4. This is an offensive war. Yeah, I declared war on the Mamluks, promising the Ottomans territory. We only gained two provinces, but we also got a bunch of money, and we made the Mamluks lose money, which is always important too. Mamluks currently have 4 loans, which is not a huge amount, but it just sets the stage for them to be weak in the future wars, you know? Mushashashasha is truce blocked with us right now. We have Casaspeli on Akinlu. We have CBs on the Timurids. We have a truce with Shirvan. We have a CB on Mazarandan because of this guy's claim. And we have no truce with Mazarandan, and he has no allies. So yeah, that's an easy war. It also gives us some legalism, which we want, so I think we declare this war. We have a fort. Tech 7 versus our Tech 6. I assume we can get military access through here. Yeah. I rivaled the Timurids, and yet he still, like, kind of likes me and will give me access and stuff. That's nice of him. Alright, also, I want to keep an eye on the Ottomans' willingness to just defend Akinlu. There's still a chance we don't actually have to do anything squirrely to break this alliance up. He's very close. Like, 11 reasons is just... it's awfully close.